We all have the same 24 hours in a day, so how come some manage to get more done? How do entrepreneurs, leaders, elite athletes, and performers use their daily hours to move forward? In this video, we'll break down the daily routines of some of the most successful people, from Elon Musk to Beyoncé, and show you exactly how they run things. We also have a special bonus at the end. With that being said, let's start the list off with number 1, Elon Musk. He calls himself an entrepreneur, engineer, inventor, and investor, the CEO of Tesla, the founder of SpaceX, The Boring Company, SolarCity, and Neuralink. So, how does he manage to split his time between so many things? Let's start with the morning. He wakes up around 7 a.m. every single day, and while sometimes he skips breakfast, he never skips a morning shower. Musk says his best ideas come when he's in the shower. He's famous for scheduling everything in minute detail and having a detailed plan for the day in 5-minute slots, what he calls batching. Elon's well known for having mastered a number of complicated fields that are necessary for his work. One bit of advice is to view knowledge as a sort of semantic tree. Make sure you understand the fundamental principles, i.e. the trunk and the big branches, before you get into the leaves, details, or there's nothing for them to hang on to. Number 2, Jeff Bezos. Jeff is one of the few entrepreneurs who doesn't rush his mornings. He wakes up without an alarm, takes time to read the news, eat breakfast with his kids, and even do the dishes. He really takes his time in this part of the day, something he calls putterning. He sees the main focus of his work as making important decisions. That's what he spends the productive part of his day doing, and he gives himself a window of between 10 a.m. and 5 p.m. to make them. He sets his first meeting at 10 a.m. and also makes sure it's the most important meeting of the day. As his brain power reaches its peak at around 10 o'clock, he reserves that slot for the meeting that will require the most brain power. In his words, "I like to do my high IQ meetings before lunch. Like anything that's going to be really mentally challenging, that's a 10 a.m. meeting." Number 3, Oprah Winfrey. One thing that stands out about Oprah's routine is a balance between work and self-care. For me, a perfect day is not just one thing, it's a series of small things. It's the crisp air on your face when you open the door in the morning, the reflection of the mountains and clouds in a crystal lake. It's paying attention. What does the sky look like? Where's the sun? When you're walking down a path, how do your feet feel when they touch the grass? It's possibly fair to say that she puts in fewer hours of work than many other CEOs, and it's hard to believe that she's managed to have such a relaxed time of it throughout her career. Oprah gets up early, but not crazy early, between 6 and 7 a.m. She doesn't use an alarm clock, instead uses an alternative that's more natural and comes with a lot more personality: her 5 dogs. The big secret in life is that there is no big secret. Whatever your goal, you can get there if you're willing to work. Number 4, Beyoncé. Beyoncé is known for her intense focus on detail, working hard to get things right until she's totally satisfied. She gets up at 6 a.m. even on a Sunday. In fact, she's mentioned that she makes a point of getting up earlier than necessary so as to have the time to be alone with her thoughts early in the morning without having to rush. This extra time is spent on setting goals and practicing gratitude or taking time to focus on things that she's grateful for. In the afternoon, usually around 2 o'clock, she'll get down to some serious work. She's known for being a workaholic and her minute attention to detail, and to take as long as it needs to get something right. Her childhood friend and Destiny's Child co-star, Kelly Rowland, remembers Beyoncé staying up until 4 a.m. the night before concerts, perfecting routines, and her younger sister, Solange, remembers when she would stay up late into the night, perfecting just a single line of a song in her bedroom. Number 5, Angela Merkel. For 10 consecutive years, she's been named by Forbes as the most powerful woman in the world. In 2005, she became Germany's first female chancellor. And as leader of the world's 4th largest economy, now serving her 4th term, she's also considered the unofficial leader of Europe. From what we know about Angela Merkel's routine, we can see that despite her hectic working schedule, she makes a point of starting her morning on an unrushed note, something that's sure to set her up for the rest of the day. She also sets aside time to exercise, cook, and even garden, and keep long-standing rituals like going to the sauna on Thursday mornings. While she sets herself lofty goals and makes vital decisions for Germany, she's also keen on staying in touch with the people she represents, which we can see in her habits of cycling to work, shopping at the supermarket, and living in a regular apartment. You could certainly say I've never underestimated myself. There's nothing wrong with being ambitious. Always be more than you appear, and never appear to be more than you are. Number 6. Dwayne Johnson. Everything The Rock does is big. Having started out as a wrestling star, he made the transition to acting in movies seamlessly and can command more than $20 million per movie. He also has his own tequila brand, Terramana, partnered with Under Armour for his clothing line, Project Rock, and has been involved in a number of TV projects. So, how does he find time for everything? The Rock doesn't have a fixed time to get up, but when he's got a hectic day ahead, it's important to him to get up early enough to have that part of the day all to himself. The only thing that's regimented is I have to wake up before the sun gets up, and I have my 2 hours alone when no one else is up and the house is quiet. He says that having time to himself, those 2 hours alone, and being able to do his workouts are his 2 anchors in life. Once he's got those bases covered, he can achieve anything. He can put in the long hours, make movies, become one of the most ripped people in the world. Success isn't always about greatness. It's about consistency. Consistent hard work leads to success. Number 7. Cristiano Ronaldo. Not a huge amount of detail is known about Ronaldo's morning routines, although we know he gets up early and has breakfast, often ham and cheese with a low-fat yogurt. What we do know is that wherever he's been, he's always the first player on the squad to be training. His former Manchester United teammate Carlos Tevez has spoken about his obsession for being the first at the training grounds, leaving his fellow players baffled. If we were training at 9 in the morning, you would get there at 8 and he'd be there. If you got there at 6:30, he was there. I said to myself, how do you catch this guy out? So I got there one day at 6:30 and he was there. He was half asleep, but he was there. Like a lot of top-level athletes who are constantly pushing their bodies, getting enough sleep is vital for Ronaldo, which is why he gets quite a bit more than you'd expect from a CEO or anyone who isn't a top-level athlete. He gets 8 hours of sleep a night, as well as several naps during the day, sometimes as many as 5. Number 8. Warren Buffett. Try thinking of someone who's great at investing, and chances are Warren Buffett is the first name to come to your mind. With a net worth of over $85 billion, he's nicknamed the Oracle of Omaha due to his uncanny ability to know what way the markets are going. So, what does he spend most of his time doing? Mostly reading. In fact, he estimates that around 80% of his time at the office is spent reading. Journals, financial statements, business reports, newspapers, and books. Once, when he was asked how to be successful in investing, he mentioned that reading was the key. He answered by holding up a stack of paper and saying, "Read 500 pages like this every day. That's how knowledge works. It builds up like compound interest. All of you can do it, but I guarantee not many of you will do it." Number 9. Tony Robbins. He isn't just known for being a motivational speaker, he's known for being the motivational speaker's motivational speaker. More than anyone else on this list, Tony Robbins is known for his daily routines. That's because he doesn't just follow them, he's written extensively about them and gone into detail about how routines help him achieve his goals and feel great, and how they can help you do the same. Habits put our brains on autopilot, freeing up our concentration for bigger things. They are the rhythm of our daily lives, the backdrop to everything else we do. Tony starts the day with a dip in a cold pool or tub, or even a snow-covered river when there happens to be one nearby. Then comes the most important part of the Robbins morning routine, taking 10 minutes to do a breathing ritual. While focusing on his breathing, he thinks about what he's grateful for, and then he prays. It all takes about 10 minutes. As Tony says, if you don't have 10 minutes to yourself, you don't have a life. Number 10. Sundar Pichai. Pichai Sundararajan, or Sundar Pichai as he's better known, has been the CEO of Alphabet Inc. since being appointed to the role in 2015 by co-founder Larry Page. Sundar wakes up early, usually between 6:30 and 7 o'clock. He then reads a book or a newspaper. You'd expect Google's CEO to get his news online, but nope. Sundar prefers an old-fashioned print newspaper every morning. I'm not a morning person, so I need my time with my paper and tea to wake up and kind of get going. Whatever the day might bring, Sundar stresses it's important to keep things in perspective. Back in January, he told a group of Indian students to loosen up and make time for fun. According to the Wall Street Journal, he said, "It's a long road. Setbacks actually don't matter." We hope you found some value in this video, Aluxers. Do you follow any routines? What makes your day better and more productive? We'd love to hear about it in the comments. And of course, as a thank you for sticking with us until the end, we have a bonus for you. We gathered all of this information in more detail and made an ebook out of it. It was supposed to be a bonus for our Goal Mastery course, but we decided to give it away for free. You'll find the link in the description. Also, tomorrow is the last day to enroll in Goal Mastery. Go to goalsbyalux.com and enroll now. And we have a special discount for those of you who stuck with us until the end. Use the code MYGOAL for $100 off. We'll see you on the inside.